Hello, in this video we will conduct a case study on polyethylene bottles or plastic number one, which is widely used in the real life, included the Bisleri bottles. And for that purpose, we require one data set and one software. The free software for academic purpose is OpenLCA. Come to the Google and just try for download OpenLCA. Once we click on that, and we will have the official website of the Green Delta company, and then you just read the guideline according to your operational system. In my case, it is Windows. Then we will go forward to the download option. In the download option, you have to fill a form, which is your name and your email address and the comment. So be careful about the email address because you need to active your email, and they will send you an activation link. The second point is about the comment. You have to write that you will use this software only for academic or learning purpose. So your interest in the type of the software, I recommend you number one or number three. Then once you submit it, you will receive immediately an email, and then you can download it. Once the download process is done, then you will have in such a format the OpenLCA. The next point, you have to do the installation. It is very easy, like many other applications you install in your computers. So once the installation is done, then you come to the search box and search for the OpenLCA. So now we will have the OpenLCA here. As you can see, you can just change the navigation area or the canvas of the software itself. Now here the first is just getting started underline. It means we are reading this point. And here all the informations are available. If you are interested, you can continue, but we will just go directly to download our dataset. For that, we have to click on the database and the case study. Here we have OpenLCA Nexus, or alternatively, you can go to Google and just type OpenLCA Nexus. Once the Nexus is designed in somewhat different format, and you can see that here we have the guideline, and then we have the database. We have three type of or three columns of the database. One is all, and one is free, and one is for purchase. The free means that these are the data providers integrated with OpenLCA that you can do your case studies for free. And the purchase, you have to purchase whether it's for academic or non-academic. For today's, we will come to the model, and here at the end we have some case study and browse it. Then after the browse, we have some free of them. For example, PET bottles is here. Once I click on download option, it will just be downloaded a few MBs in few minutes, and the format of that will be something like that. Now we have installed the software, and then we downloaded our data provider or data sets. Now we will start the practical. For the practical one, here you can see in the left side, nothing is over here, and we have the navigation. Then at the top corner, we have the file with like Microsoft Office, Excel, or if you have used. And then we have the import option, export option, and we have the database. So beside the database, if you right click downside here, you have the same one, the new dataset and database and restore database. Then we have the tools and the helping one. Let's start with, for example, this one. If I click on the new database, it needs a lot of time, and today in this video we cannot continue because we don't have our raw data by our own, and we have downloaded a provided data which is available on the website. And for that purpose, we have to just restore the database. Then we come back and search for our location. For example, in my case, it is in the desktop, and just double click on that. In few seconds, it will be imported to the software. Now you can see we have it, but it is not active, and it is deactive actually, and we have to right click and then open the database. It takes a few seconds to be updated and opened. Now we'll save a backup one just right here. Now the database is opened and we have to create one new flow, then process, then product system, then the project. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and in total 4 steps are there that we have to follow, and we will come with a proper result and report of the case study. Now let's start from the flow. Right click on the flow and just give a new flow, and you have to give an optional name. For example, I will give a name is the same. Here you can continue with the product because it is a kind of product, the polyethylene bottles, and then the unit is countable. We continue with 1, 2, 3. Then we have to find such a unit like let's say maybe number of items, and then we will click on the finish. Then we have a new sheet here plus the welcome website sheet, and you can close it, but I will not right now because we may need in the few minutes if anything is missed. And then we have two downside sheets. One is the general information and the flow properties. After this one, you can create the process in two ways. One way, you can click over here, click create the process, and the next one you can go here and right click the new process, but I will go directly with the process. So here you will give it a name as process, for example, pd process, sorry, keyboard. So we'll continue with finish, and here we have the input and parameters and administrative information, all of them. The first thing which we have to do is the input here. So what do you mean by input? We have to enter the parameters which are required as data entry, and we may require an output based on that. You have two options to do one data entry. One is you just click on this button and you will search here, and another one you can double click on the flow type. So the first one which we require is the transport, and I will double click on that. And the second one is electricity. So you can take any of them optional, but it is better to ask from the company which produce the polyethylene bottles or plastic number one. You should ask that which kind of electricity, which kind of transportation they are using, and you can come with the proper result. But today we don't have such a data, and we just select randomly. The last one, you have to just type for the polyethylene bottles. So we have the polyethylene. Here you can select this one, and then we have to select the unit. So for this we have the unit remaining is all okay. Now what you have to do is come to the parameter. After parameter you can click here, and the first parameter we can give as transportation, and we'll give that this as M, and here we will give as D, and here we will give as E. So now what does it mean? M is the mass of the which is carried out by the transportation in a specific distance, and M is the weight of each bottle, which were already collected is 0.06 gram. The distance, so let's select it randomly, 200 kilometer. Then the E is, again we have to go with literature review. For one bottle of polyethylene production, you require 20 unit of the energy. So we will just multiply it by M. The next point is we have to come and save it, then come back to the input data, and here we have to do some calculation. For example, when we talk about the transportation, it is the transportation of a specific mass into a specific distance, so that makes it M into D. And then another one, we have the electricity, which is E, and the next one we have polyethylene, which is mass, and that is called M. Now we have it in the amount. You can see it is all in the leader type. If you want to see the calculation, there is 1 2 3 a kind of show the values. If I click, and it will show me the value. The next part is we have to come to the this general one, and you can create product system, or alternatively you can go here, and this time I will just use this one because previously we came directly, and this time we will select from the navigation bar. Then under the process you have to give again a name. I this time I will name is like product system, and we will just click on OK. So already we have it. Finish. Then the process is created. Under this process, if you come the model like graph, we have three type of our parameters, and if you want to navigate them or set the more connection, you can create like this. And also let's do some more. All right. So if you wish to delete it, or if you want to move it or save it, you can right click and then save as image. We will say let's say flowchart, and I will save here. Our flowchart is saved. Now come back to the general information, and here we have an option called calculation. So if you press on calculation, here we have a kind of a method. The method you have to select is CML baseline. Then these are the uncertainties, and we will keep on demand, lazy on demand option. Once the calculation is done, we have the result over here and general information. So let's just delve into the result a little bit. For example, we have a number of reports. The first one is abiotic depletion, then abiotic depletion fossil fuel, then acidification, eutrophication, freshwater, aquatic, ecotoxic, and then global warming. Let's say we want to see the result about the global warming and how to interpret it actually. We have a kind of bar chart in minus and the plus sides. So the first one you can see is the polyethylene in 36.836 kg of CO2 equivalent, which is coming from the polyethylene directly. Then we have a minus one also here, so you can read the report in the detail. And here we have the contributors. So for example, you can check for the year that how much is responsible. Let's say the polyethylene is 45 kg responsible, and the total we have 0.06, and it is very small amount. The second option is the inventory result. Under the inventory result, you can navigate, for example, the same way in the year. You can see you have a proper report. And then the next point is impact analysis. You can check in the table format again, the same way like the inventory result. Then the process of the result, you have a proper report in, let's say, maybe an Excel sheet type something. Then contributing trees, the parameters which we have including. Then we have the grouping, then the location, and the most important point is this one, the Sankey diagram. So I will just save this image also. Just right click and save as image. Then I will say I will not change the name right now. So the next process is our last one, which is the project. Till right now, we just calibrate and set our setting, what the software has to do for us. And after this, we can apply our own case study. For that purpose, you can come to the next option, which is the project. So click on the project, right click, then new project, and we will have, let's say, PET PET project. You can write a description. Now we have the project with us. Then under the project you have to write a description if you have to. Then here we will select the method of the calculation, say CML baseline. And what is very important is comparing two kind of or three or 10 type of uh, uh, education, or let's say case study or teaching or whatever case study you have, maybe in polyethylene bottle or plastic or any kind of cooking like pizza, whatever it is. Under this compare product system, you can handle all of them. So now here I have one option. For example, I will click the first option, third top, and up to three options. Let's even say four options. So the first option I will give a name from, let's say, Pune to Kolhapur. Second one I will take from Mumbai to Kolhapur, I mean the transportation. Then from Goa to Kolhapur. Then next one is from, for example, any city, let's say Nashik to Kolhapur. So we have set it for type of case studies. And then the next point is we have to select the amount. For example, we will take a number of 1000 bottles from each location. The next one, we can just create the parameter over here. Then we have the D, and we have the M, which is the weight or mass. So let's say Pune to Kolhapur is 200 kilometer, Mumbai to Kolhapur is 500 kilometer, Goa to Kolhapur is, let's say, 190 kilometer, and Nashik to Kolhapur is let's say 300 kilometers. And these are the random, and the remaining we will not change. Then we have here that create a report. Once you click on create a report, you will have a report. But then the next point is you have to click the calculation. Now we have the calculation, and here we have type of reports and all. Then we will come to the report. Now we have a very proper report which is called the new report. You can change the title. Then we have the introduction, the project variation. So we have that for project you can write a description: Pune to Kolhapur, Mumbai to Kolhapur, Goa to Kolhapur, and Nashik to Kolhapur. Then we have the impact categories. We have a type of environmental assessment like acidification, or which is a kind of problem, and we have to just calculate them with a specific given unit. Now you can see we have a kind of report here. The first report is about abiotic depletion. So here is the unit, and here are the scenarios. For example, from Kolhapur, Pune to Kolhapur, we have this much, and from Mumbai, then Goa and Nashik. You can change it. So before changing, let's come to this point. We have this kind of graphs also. Let's say there's the percentage. You can see, for example, Pune is in red color and Nashik to Kolhapur is in green color, which two of them, Pune and red color, yellow color, is Goa. Pune and Goa, which is having nearer distance to our city, Kolhapur, is somewhat similar. So if you have any specific report in your mind, for example, if the question is global warming, you can do like this, the global warming report here. So finally we have to just right click and then go to the print option. Then we will save it as final report. Then we have to click here. The final report will be saved, but there is one problem in the PDF because you cannot navigate and change your reports. So that is, the software is the only platform that you can change from parameters to parameters. So ozone layer, you can see all of them are almost similarly responsible. And then we have photochemical oxidation. Also, we have a similar result. So it's pretty good actually. That is the end. Thank you.